Who is Roderick? He's working there, but it's a fictitious person. Okay, so it's something which we are introducing, and hopefully in 2014 we will do a review. Okay, so with that I end my part. I will pass it back to Helene. So I welcome questions from you all before I hand over. So this afternoon I will be sharing with you all some of the things that we do, some videos to show you. Alright, I think nothing is better than seeing it yourself. Alright, and getting a bit more information on the various programs. Okay, then I will be able to answer any question you may have from then onwards. So hopefully I've given you a glimpse on the various programs that we do and how we tie the CDIO program within our school. And as I said earlier on, every school does it slightly differently. The chemical engineering does it differently. The mechanical engineering does it differently because it cannot be the same. Alright? So they have to match it with the way the program, the constraints that they have. Okay?
Yeah. He gave you a lot of information. Much of it is also new. Okay, many of the programs has evolved because we have been doing CDIO for so long. So many of the programs have evolved from the basic curriculum framework. After we put it into place, then we say, okay, let's see what else and what else and what else. So we keep moving and keep moving and keep moving. So maybe I have some comments from you first. How did you find what we're doing, what he's doing rather? Do you find it too much? No? Too overwhelming? No?
Yes, I think it's very interesting. And I need to know more in detail.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially in the clean energy program.
Yes.
It's just for PV solar only.
Clean energy, CY, is it
Solar.
Yes,
Clean energy program is just solar only.
Just for
Solar energy only.
What do you teach?
How about wind energy and other? Solar PV.
solar PV. Oh yeah. Okay, the clean energy program. What are the things we cover? Is it okay? The clean energy program. In fact, I have a slide to show that, but I didn't show it. They are mirrored very closely with power engineering. Okay, because they have to learn about the fundamental is power engineering. Okay, so they have to go through the same program which the electrical engineering goes through as far as the power engineering modules are concerned, courses are concerned. But over on top of that, there are 6 areas, if I can remember. Solar PV, that means solar energy, which is the main one. Wind, fuel cell, biomass, sustainable energy, okay, and sustainable energy. How ensure that whatever. This is more about being aware that the whole world, okay, we are running out of energy very soon. Okay, so that means it is awareness, a global awareness about the energy situation and the problem we are facing. So therefore, we want them to we don't want them to be so myopic just to look at only solar PV. We want them to look at the global picture of the whole world that we are running short of energy. So therefore, this is some of the things we want students to be more broad-minded, okay, broad-based. Okay, the sustainable energy part is to get them to be aware of the energy problem and shortages that the whole world is facing. Okay, and whatever things they do must be sustainable. We are also going into EVs, electric vehicles. Okay, so this is something new that the students will be going into. Although Singapore tried to kickstart this EV program, okay, in fact we are working very closely with the government. When the government tried to bring in the first the electric vehicle, we were working with them with the LTA as well as the company. The company is called Tesla. So this Tesla company was waiting for some subsidies from the government because if they continue to charge people X amount of dollar, the same amount of COE for bringing the car is just not sustainable. So basically, they couldn't get it launched in Singapore. So therefore, we delayed the launch of the EV. So, but now we are going back into EV because we think that in time to come, someday EV will be the way to go, electric vehicles. Okay. So when we talk electric vehicle, we are talking about the charging systems, the car itself, what are the various components that electric vehicle should have. Okay, the inverter and so on and so forth, DC drive, all the various drivers. So these are things which we are covering. Okay, but solar is a major one, Okay, and in fact, some of the students are coming to Thailand, about 200 kilometers away from here. It's called the AGLC, All Green Learning Center. It's set up by one of the company in Singapore called Green Zone. Okay, they created this center in I can't remember. I can show you the place. So our students are coming to Thailand to learn to set up the EV, the solar PV system. So they are given a to about 200 meters north of Bangkok. About 200 kilometers north of Bangkok. It's a small village. So they are given a short road. Okay, when they are attached here during the ITP period, we call it OITP, they're given a short road, given street lamps to install the lamps. Maybe I'll show you the picture. Sorry. Because they don't go to all these places, alright? So, and of course we bring them to Singapore prisons. Okay, we bring them to Singapore prisons, authentic learning. Okay, then we have Marina Barrage. Have you been to Singapore? Marina Barrage? How have you been to Singapore? The Marina Barrage. Okay, there are big solar PV there. From there you can see the thing. So we also have them to install it. Changchun in China, we also send the students there and they install. We have get the students to work on solar battery, okay? And then EV testing center in Shangzhou, China. Okay? So this is actual testing center because in China, EV is a big thing, you know. A lot of electric vehicles in China. So there's testing centers in China. So we send our students there. And then, this is AGLC, this is Thailand, All Green Learning Center, set up by a company called Green Zone. Okay? These are our students, right? And then what they do is this. This is what they do. They start installing, real one. So then you see that they're doing the fabrication over here, alright? Then you see installing it on they're given a street, okay, to do it, doing the 6 feet over here, alright? And then they also be in touch with the wind, okay? So a lot of things that they are doing to get them to be engaged, okay? You sit down here and learn, okay? Alright, so this is a short glimpse of what it is.
Just not really yet, I'm afraid. I think we will have more questions once we go into the details.
So from your feedback of the test, so what's the fundamental knowledge that all the students left over after second year or 3 years is based on your feedback?
It's a mixture of results. Some within our expectation, some not. So that survey actually comes back for our course manager to redesign their teaching and the curriculum. One of the things that actually they have done is that for engineering with business, okay, which they have just revised it, they find that the students' fundamental knowledge in electrical engineering was very, very low compared to the other engineering group. Okay, so therefore they find that they are definitely not ready if they were to apply to the university. So that is one way where we introduce 2 extra courses for these sort of students. So this is actually a very good feedback to the course, how they perform. Otherwise we'll be groping in the dark. Okay, they finish, bye-bye, Okay, but if you want to be sincere in helping the students cope with their next phase of their life, I think this is something which we really need to do. Okay, so I think at every stage we need to have some checkpoints. Okay, and it's important that this checkpoint must not be threatening. Okay, because we don't want the student to prepare for it. If they have to study for it, it's no use. Okay, that means they have not internalized the concept. So offhand, if I tell you about, okay, example, if you ask the students, okay, what is for those aerospace engineering students, okay, if I ask them, okay, the power supply in the aeroplane, what is the frequency? Oh, then say, I don't know. Okay, if they're able to tell us, the earth frequency is 400 hertz. Our normal is how many hertz? 50 hertz. Okay, then you know. Okay, then why do you need to have 400 hertz? You don't need to study this. Okay, so there's certain things which fundamentally it must be, they must internalize it. Okay, so it's either they know it or they don't. If they have understood the concept, they would be able to answer those questions. So these questions are fundamental questions, not questions which require them to memorize. There's no formula given in all these tests. Okay, so if you can design a test which can test the student for that objective, is very good. Never mind, sit down. Okay, just speak it. It's a dialogue.
Okay, we see that you promote a lot of activities, and it requires financial support.
Sorry?
The financial support for the activities.
Yeah.
So I think you need a lot of money to
Oh.
the activities.
Answer to that is yes and no. For some of the activities, yes, you need financial support. Okay, like for instance, going to Australia. All right, there's a certain minimum amount because we need to ship the whole car to Australia, okay? Either fly the car or by ship. So these are some of the logistics which the whole team have to think about, okay? And we are also collaborating with UNSW, University in Australia, because they are already in Australia. So how we can collaborate together such that we can share the costs when they engage, because it's not just a car alone. You need a convoy of vehicles to provide support, to provide the telemetry, to provide the satellite information, to provide the weather condition. Okay, so there are a lot of information that needs to be provided, and there's a lot of supporting vehicle and logistic needs to be provided. So you need to work with the contractors. So therefore, instead of each individual institution working with the contractor, we can come together and collectively bargain with the contractor. So some of these things we can get the students to come together and work. Now, that's the whole idea. They must be challenged, okay? And the student must learn how to overcome them. Regarding the facilities, yes, you just have to do it to max whatever financial resources you can provide. I mean, there's no hard and fast rule. If they don't have the money, they have no money. There's nothing you can do about it, right? So therefore, whenever you have funding coming in, it's a question of where you want to reallocate the funding. Okay, so I have no answer to that. Okay, I mean, if you have no money, there's no money.
Okay, maybe I add, in SP we have a fund. We call it the Singapore Polytechnic Overseas Program Fund. And this is where if a student is going overseas for a trip, they get partially funded. Okay, so our philosophy is that if you cannot, student because of his family background cannot afford to go, it should not be the case. SP will fund the student. Okay, so no student in SP will be deprived of an opportunity to have an experience that he is eligible for. So we will fund that. So that is very clear to us. Yeah, these funds come from donations by alumni, for example. So we call it in the schools, they have what they call needy fund. Correct? No? Needy fund. Yeah, needy fund. And this fund, alumni or students who graduated and feel happy, they will donate to that fund. Yeah, so we do have funds. We do have some fundraising sometimes, I think. Yeah. So yes. So key to us is that no student should be deprived of an opportunity to experience the best we can give that student. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Okay, I think you have been so patient with us, listening to all our talk. So we'll have lunch now. And what time do we come back, Linda? 1:30. Okay, we come back at 1:30. Is lunch provided? I don't know.
เดี๋ยวเราไปตรงห้องตรงข้ามไอติงฮะตรงหน้าสวนตรงนั้นเขาจัดตรงสวนรวมใจตรงนั้นตรงห้องและตอนบ่ายเราจะไปอยู่ตรงนั้นกันเพราะมันมีห้องประชุมกรมอยู่นะที่คิดว่าน่าจะอยู่ใกล้กันแล้วคุยกันได้มากขึ้นครับขอบคุณมากครับอาจารย์
How many standards did she cover? She covered all the standards. She actually described very briefly, but I think standard 1 she described in very details about the context. And how many skill sets are there? Can you remember? 13 skill sets. Actually, there are 14 skill sets in the CDIO syllabus. One of them is foreign language. We actually took it off, but if you feel that foreign language is one of the skill sets that you want to introduce, you put it back in. Okay, it should be 14. So now it's 13 skill set. Okay, now when you talk about I think a lot of people get very confused. When do I use the standard? When do I use the skill set? Okay, the way to go around it is that you understand what the skill set are. Skill set is reflection in the syllabus. Okay? The skill set is actually the CDIO syllabus, which was developed by the CDIO consortium, and they have this standard syllabus. So if you go to the website, CDIO website, you can see this syllabus. Okay, later I'll cover more on that. So when you talk about context, okay, Helen said that there's this, you